crazy. It's been a while. I'm sorry. Put down the pitchforks, my guy. I'm sorry. It's been a while. It's been a minute. I had a video a couple months ago. 2020 actually. It wasn't a couple months ago. It was like a year ago. And I never posted, and I apologize. But today I got a very special treat for y'all. Something real special. I know by you reading the title, you know what I got. You know what I got. Yes, sir! So you know, my father, CoryxKenshin, you know, he posts Spooky Scary Sundays some days. And, you know, I thought, man, this is a great time to take advantage of something that I hold near and dear in my heart. Spooky Scary Sundays. I have to provide for the samurai community like my father. He's a great example. And if you're not part of the samurai community, you ain't part of my community. My subscribers already know. And if they don't know, I am a CoryxKenshin stan. Samurai, stand up. And sit back down. Calm down. It's 2 a.m. Need to chill. It's just hard to stay calm. But you know, he don't be posting on Sundays, so today I'm going to take control. I'm going to look at you guys' stuff and, you know what I'm saying? Welcome, for those of you who are new to Spooky Scary Sunday. Spooky Scary Sunday is a show where the samurai gather around as a community and have a blast watching scary stories sent in by you guys at CoryxKenshin's Twitter at the hashtag Spooky Scary Sunday. Go to Twitter, follow Cory at CoryxKenshin, leave a hashtag Spooky Scary Sunday, and leave a link to the scariest video that you know. And if your video gets picked, you get a shout out. So sit back, relax, grab some snacks, and I want you guys to eat good today. So get a Taco Bell chicken quesadilla, Mountain Dew, and a side of Doritos. That actually sounds good. That sounds real good right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. And with all that being said, first video. Now the first video this week is called I Smell a Demon, and it was uploaded by Meat Canyon. It was sent in by David Blade, who said, before you start the video, make sure to tell everybody to Samurai slice that like button. And I got you, my guy, because Samurai slice that like button. Because if you're not liking my video, you're not liking Cory's video. And that's disrespectful. We are a samurai community. We have to come together and show love. Come on, my guy. Like the video right now, please. Just like it. It's not that hard. Look how they massacred my boy. Please just look at him. Look at him.
Oh my word, sister. You smell so good. My sweaty little princess.
Don't talk to her like that.
Tanjiro! I finally caught you! My. I smell a demon. Tanjiro, I've come for your sister. The state has declared you are not fit to take care of her anymore.
Got that LeBron here on.
This is my sister. I'll do anything for her. Help me. I hear her. Where are you? Where is she? I can smell a lot of things on you, detective. But confidence isn't one of them. Step away from the box.
Help me, please. Help me.
You smell like a demon. Oh my God. I can smell every sin you've ever made.
What did you do to this poor girl? Help me, please. I need help.
Oh my God. Uniform attack!
Oh my God.
Tragic. This demon probably had a normal life before being turned into such a vile creature.
Tanjiro's off a Percocet.
Jerry from the Office of Child Services in Billings, Montana. Wow. These demons are so clever with their disguises.
Jesus.
At least Jerry the demon is resting peacefully now.
Bro. What the hell is this, bro? I can't even.
Help. Is someone out there? Please help me.
Oh, Nezuko. I'll always be here to help you.
Someone help me. No. No.
I could smell you all day.
Get off me. I don't.
My sweet sister.
Leave me alone.
Smells like family.
Kill me. Kill me.
Jesus Christ. Get some merch from me, Canyon, my guy.
The Meat Canyon Nightmare.
Christ, that was traumatizing. Okay, and the second video this week is called OK Google, and it was uploaded by Levi Morgan. It was sent in by Gracie Pullen, and she says, "Hello, Cory. Hope your day is going well. Can I have one of those Nutri-Grain bars?" Sorry, it's not Cory who answered your beautiful, beautiful tweet. It was me. I don't have a Nutri-Grain bar, but here is a mild hot sauce packet. I'm not gonna lie, this has 2 million views, so I'm thinking it's good.
Hey Google,
Oh my god.
turn off the TV.
Okay, turn off TV.
The quality is up there already, I can tell.
Okay, turn on upstairs bedroom light.
Hey Google,
I ain't
turn
gonna lie.
upstairs light
My Google be
off.
like that too.
Okay, turn off upstairs bedroom light.
Oh, hell nah, bruh. Yep, grab a weapon. But leave though.
Is anybody up there?
Oh my god, bro, the audio. My eyes are watering.
All right.
You already know he ain't gonna be in there.
Okay, turn on music.
Hell no. Hell no. I can get close to this.
Okay, turn on laundry room light.
See, nah, my guy. Beat up ass outlet. That motherfucker like to run towards me. I see you. You see me? What's poppin'? Nah, don't ask no questions. Swing it that way. Warn them again. Back to
Warning you.
your house. Creating warnings. Turns out it's your grandma.
Back. Google. Turn the kitchen lights on.
You unplugged it, bro.
Okay, Google. Turn the kitchen lights on. Turn the lights on. Google, turn the lights on.
Okay. Turning off laundry room light.
Those footsteps scared the hell out of me. That shit fucked up my sinuses. What the fuck? Round of applause, bro. That was really good. Holy. And the third video this week is 3 True Tinder Horror Stories animated, and it was uploaded by Horror Shorts Party. It was sent in by Bruh Guy 888, who says, "Oh, you have a nice time tonight." Smiley face. That was a message for you though, Cory. So I'm gonna let you take that in. Yeah. Okay, let's get into it.
This is a true story that happened a couple of years ago, when Tinder was the go-to place for online dating.
Kinda bad, yeah.
My experience with Tinder, or should I
is the
say
window
with
open?
this one individual, was at first a friendly and flirtatious
Maniac,
experience turned fatal the further.
Listen, you shouldn't be sleeping with your window open, your blinds open, your curtains open. Nothing. Your window needs to be closed, barricaded, boarded up like this is Black Ops Zombies 2. If anybody can see in your window, if a bug can crawl through your window, you are screwed.
Things went. It all started when I was doing night classes at my local community college. At the time, I was studying to get my degree in nursing, so you can imagine the monotonous lectures that the course entailed. I would usually take pictures of my friends' notes
she got that
so that I
big
didn't
blog.
have to take notes during lectures. Instead, I would go on Tinder. I was single at the time and figured I could pursue a boyfriend since
Tinder is so
December
sketch,
was
bro.
considered cuffing season. I remember messaging this attractive guy who I'll call Ryan for the sake of this story. Ryan was my type of guy,
go again, bro,
handsome and
windows.
someone who enjoyed the nature and wildlife. From his profile pictures, I could see him holding a machete while
No.
wearing camo
Look at
attire.
his chin.
After our initial match, I got to know Ryan a lot more and found out that he
Bro.
was a hunter.
Look at this dude. Look at him. Nice hair. Okay. I'll give Prince Charming the hair. Look at dude's chin, bro. And look at his Botox face. What are we doing here, ladies? If you hooking up with Ryan on Tinder, you have some serious issues. Because Ryan has issues. Ryan is holding a entire sword.
Huntsman who also enjoyed
Machete.
fishing on his days off.
That's a
Nonetheless, his good looks and charm gave me good vibes that
Good
the other
looks.
guys on Tinder didn't.
Dude looks like
We had
big buff
messaged back and
Nesbo.
forth for about a week or two, and even video chatted occasionally. My friends and school colleagues suggested I give him a shot at a first date, but I felt like I wanted to take things slow and steady. This is when things took a dark and unexpected turn. One night, my best friend Jenna sends me a link of Ryan's personal Facebook page. As I opened his page up on my desktop computer, I see that he was currently in a relationship with another female of Hispanic
tough.
descent. I began to act irrational and bombarded him with texts saying stuff like,
Why the hell would you lead me on if you're still in a relationship? I saw your Facebook, buddy.
Not even 10 seconds
Better
later,
piss dude off.
Ryan responds back saying, I was planning on breaking up with her to be with you.
Red
I
flag.
didn't want to be known as a homewrecker, but he was too irresistible to let go of, considering how much in common I had with him. I messaged back saying,
So you're willing to break up with her to
He's
be
crazy
with
too.
me?
yes, I'll break it to her later tonight.
How will she take the news?
He's just chatting.
Sometimes you just gotta kill him with kindness. After an
That wasn't an
awkward turn of
exaggeration.
events,
He's going to
I
be
shut
put to
off my
death with a teddy
computer,
bear.
put my phone on silent, and headed to bed, while brushing the whole notion under the rug that I was going to end a relationship and potentially gain one simultaneously. The next morning, I woke up and checked my cell phone on my nightstand. I remember seeing 2 missed messages from Ryan. I opened them up and saw an image of his girlfriend, except she was bloodied. A good portion of her face was severed off with a second message that read, "Done." After the alleged homicide circulated the news, it was later found out that Ryan had taken his girlfriend's life with his hunting machete. What makes this story more disturbing was how I recall Ryan explicitly saying he was going to quote-unquote kill his girlfriend with kindness prior to breaking up with her.
Is that the name of his machete?
Little did I know that his hunting machete was
What did I
named
say,
Kindness.
dude? I believe the co-writer of this shit. Okay. Okay. That was a good okay. We're gonna watch one more in this little 3-parter. This shit kinda long though, yeah.
Never in 1,000 years did I ever expect to experience such a disturbing encounter during a date. A date that I'm now reminded of every time I stare at my reflection. The scars that remain on my face only reflect my scars from the outside, but don't project the scars from the inside. The brutality in the hands of this certain individual left me seeking professional counseling. I find it difficult to erase the image of the individual's face from my memory, as it still sends shockwaves through my anatomy. Maybe sharing my story with the world will help close this horrific chapter of my life. It all started a couple years ago, when the dating app Tinder first launched. I remember seeing all of my friends download the app as it was the new trend when it came to online dating. I've used other dating apps in the past, but never really got too far in the dating scene besides a nice meeting you text or a $100 bill after a lunch date. There was this one occasion when I got home from a long day of school. I remember face planting on my bed the moment I stepped foot inside my room. I had just finished midterms and felt the sudden urge to blow off some steam and perhaps go out later that night. I grabbed my cell phone and began messaging my friends in our group chat saying, "Yo, anyone down to chill later?" A couple of minutes go by and I get a few replies saying something to the effect of, "Not today, with girlfriend," or "Got a Tinder date tonight." This was incredibly frustrating, as I felt like I was slowly becoming the one single friend in my entire friend group. I felt like my social skills and dating life were slowly diminishing the longer I stayed home and didn't go out. That's when I decided to log onto my desktop computer and create a new Tinder profile. After a couple of minutes of typing out a witty personal bio, I started uploading old photos to my profile. I made sure to also download the app on my phone while making myself comfortable on my living room couch. I remember swiping through the app for a few minutes and seeing dozens of attractive females. Due to my previous encounters regarding dating apps, I knew not to trust the pictures within the girls' profiles, as some of them could turn out to be catfishes more often than not. During the latter part of my evening, I was waiting patiently to match with any girls on Tinder. My dad always told me to shoot my shot with as many girls as possible. That way the probability of hooking up with one would be higher than the average guy. I recall swiping right and liking at least 100 girls' profiles on Tinder. Out of the hundreds of girls, I surprisingly got no matches back. I couldn't help but feel my self-esteem gradually deplete.
You should.
I didn't want to sour the rest of my day, so I decided to put my phone down and watch some TV for the remainder of the evening. My anxiety began playing tricks on me as I truly convinced myself that I was going to be single forever. The room suddenly became silent despite the television still remaining on. My eyes started getting heavy the longer I stared at the TV. I began picking at the armrest of my sofa while trying to blow off some steam. Feelings of anxiety weighed heavy on my shoulders. Am I really gonna die single? Does anyone want to be with me? That's when I hear a notification sound coming from my phone. I grabbed my phone and noticed it was a match from someone on Tinder. As I opened up the app, I noticed a female of Asian descent. She didn't have many pictures on her profile, just one picture with the name Tina. From the looks of it, she seemed fairly attractive and was roughly around the same age group as I was. The bio on her profile was straight to the point. I remember it saying something along the lines of, "The hotter twin sister, you should date me." I found the description
Man, let me
rather
see your sister
odd, but
first. I'll be
brushed
the
it
judge of
off
that,
as I
shorty.
just wanted to get some action that night. That's when she sent a direct message to me. I opened up the message, which read,
I'd love to talk in person if you're free.
with a smiley emoji. I was surprised at how forward she was. Her location said she lived about 15 kilometers away, which translated to about a 10-minute drive from my house, give or take. I figured meeting up with this girl wouldn't be much of an inconvenience considering how close she was. I sent a message asking for her contact information. She then responds with her fully disclosed address and phone number.
Damn.
Again, I was taken aback by how forward she was with her contact details. I began speculating if she was a catfish or not. Nonetheless, I brushed the notion under the rug and decided to respond back with, "Cool, be there in an hour." As I made my way to the washroom for a quick shower, my entire body began feeling antsy. I couldn't help but feel genuinely excited as if I was going on a first date again. That's when I hear another notification sound coming from my phone. I checked my phone and saw another match coming from Tinder. Could this be my lucky day? I wondered. I clicked on the profile and noticed it was Tina, except the name on the profile said Lena. As I read her bio, I could see it was similar to Tina's profile saying, "The hotter twin sister, you should date me."
I mean, she kind of looked
The
better than the other
distance
one,
next
ain't
to
gonna
her
lie.
name was
Yeah.
also 15 kilometers. Could it be?
They try to get a little
This has to be the
menage.
twin she
What?
was talking about. Speculations began running through my head. I made the assumption that
lifetime
Tina and
opportunity.
Lena were both twin sisters, considering the identical similarities in names, appearance, and location. It seemed like the pair had a pretty petty relationship with one another based on the way they were outing each other on their bios. She then messages me as well saying,
"Don't date my sister Tina, date me instead."
I couldn't help but feel amused at the notion that I literally had twin sisters fighting over me that I hadn't even met yet. Not really considering if this was a good idea or not, I decided to entertain it by saying, "How about we all go on a triple date?" Lena then responds with,
"Fine, but you better like me more."
My mind was racing.
Yeah, I like whoever likes
I
you.
couldn't believe I was going to potentially hook up with two attractive-looking twins. Something on every guy's bucket list.
What that's
That
called, a
being
polygamous
said, I
relationship?
grabbed my car keys and made my way inside my vehicle. I punched in the address on Google Maps and started driving towards the destination. About 10 to 15 minutes later, I arrived there and saw a fairly small house surrounded by a lot of trees. The house honestly looked like a shack that you would put storage in. I casually make my way onto the porch and began knocking on the door. I remember hearing faint noises of heavy footsteps making their way towards my direction. As I heard the door locks beginning to open, I popped a breath mint in my mouth to give a good impression. The door began to creak open.
Bro, my dumbass clicked stop recording as soon as they popped up. Bro, there is no way, zero way she thought this was about to fly. I'm not judging, but dude, you gotta be open about stuff like this. What is this? Dude, if he don't make up. That's all he gotta do at this point, bro, because that's not at all.
With two heads attached to her body. If I recall the politically correct term, they were conjoined twins.
I don't even know why I
The
didn't
girl
think
on
of
the
that
right then
with the
introduced
weird-ass
herself
picture
saying,
I'm Tina, also known as the hotter twin, and here is my uglier half, Lena.
Speak for yourself. Anyway, I'm Lena. You must be Jeff, right?
Yeah.
Come inside so we can get this party started.
I honestly contemplated on booking it, as it was clear as day that I'd been
God, that could be
catfished,
fun.
but I decided to take the high road and continue with the date, so I said,
You had
sure,
no, bro, you
ladies.
had 100%
As I
right
made
to
my
leave.
way inside, I couldn't help but notice
that's
how well
weird,
kept
man,
the
I'm telling
place was. There were even 3 plates of steak preps sitting on the dining room table. I felt a little relieved
my
I didn't
steak and
split the
leave.
scene. as I would have lived to regret leaving the twins high and dry despite all their efforts.
Yeah,
We
well,
all
they left you
began to
high and
walk
dry.
towards the table. I sat on one side while the twins sat across from me. An awkward essence filled the room as I couldn't believe who I was
Why are they making a disability scary? He's like, they playing that scary ass music. She just sitting there being her normal self.
currently on a date
Kind of
with.
creepy. They ain't say nothing.
If I had to be honest, I couldn't muster up an appetite despite how delicious the meal looked. Tina held the
crazy,
steak
jotted
with a
down.
fork in place while Lena began slicing it into bite-sized pieces. I sat there watching with my jaw hanging from my face
Bro,
as the
you are
twins started
rude,
feeding
dude.
themselves with their
You were
respective
rude.
hands. I genuinely don't mean to be
Bro.
rude, but it was the most bizarre thing to watch considering
mean
it
to
wasn't expected. Tina then
Let me be
says,
quiet.
Why aren't you eating your steak, Jeff? I worked on it all day.
Leave him alone. He doesn't want to eat your shitty cooking.
I didn't ask you, idiot.
I wish we were separated. I can't stand you.
Psh,
Careful with that
at least
knife,
I don't
bro.
have to share the same brain as you.
"Girls, please stop fighting. I'm just a little full from the
Here's
food I
enough
had
of me to
earlier."
go around.
Who do you think's hotter? Me or her?
I'm not
You're
here to
both
pick
fucking
favorites,
twins.
Tina.
He obviously likes me more.
There's a reason why I was born on the right side. Because I'm Mrs. Right.
Condescending
That was
bitch.
Girls, if you don't stop, I'm leaving! The tension in the room got very
This
uncomfortable.
nigga's abusive,
Both
bro.
twins began to mean mug me while holding a knife in one hand and a fork in the other. I could hear nothing but pin drops as the room suddenly became silent. Tina then slams her clenched fist on the table while holding the fork in her palm, saying,
You're not going anywhere, Jeff.
"What are you talking about?" The twins then got up from their chair and began approaching my direction. I began leaning back the closer they got to me. "Ladies, can you please put the knife and fork down?" As I looked into their eyes, I could see them both filled with rage, while Lena's had a hint of concern within them. Tina then abruptly takes a swipe across my face with the fork in her hand. "Ow, what the hell is your problem?
hell.
Get the hell away from me or I'm calling the cops!"
Or
I sat in my
she just
seat
violated you. Get
flabbergasted
that
while
check,
trying
my
to
guy.
subdue the blood dripping down my face. Lena then
She had a
says,
sharp ass.
Why did you do that? If you go to jail, they're gonna put me in there with you, you idiot.
Good. Not only will we be close physically, but we'll also be close emotionally.
This bitch is wild.
Lena then begins stabbing Tina across her face and neck repeatedly. I sat there in disbelief while being showered in their blood. As Lena continuously stabbed Tina, I saw her eyes begin
Can I
to
even
slowly
put that on
roll in the
YouTube?
back
Never
of
mind,
her
he has it
head
on YouTube. So I
as the
can-
pair abruptly collapsed on the floor.
This bitch just killed herself? Okay, and so for the last video this week, we have Do You Like the Red Room by Snarled. And this was sent in by Red Skull Kid 94, who says, "This story gave me chill down my back and goosebumps and made by Sapphire from Snarled. I know it's not Sunday, but I'm a day early, but I try to use English, my guy, English.
Do you like it? Hey, I'm Sapphire. Want to hear something scary? Legend has it that there are websites on the deep dark web where you can pay to watch a live murder. These are called red rooms, named after a popular Japanese urban legend. Why is it called a red room? Let this story by username Violet Sumire explain. It was my rare day off. A day where I didn't have to worry about all the traveling and the chaos that usually accompanies my work. A day where I can just relax. Most people might spend it doing something active, going out camping or to an event or to play sports. I like to spend my break by being sedentary. Cuddling up with a good book, looking up random things on the internet, and general lazing around are my favorite things. I was doing the second thing on my list when something strange happened. I have a pretty new laptop with the newest operating system, so when the pop-up came up on my screen, it was a bit surprising. Not just because I have pop-ups disabled, but because the format and the style of it was of the older operating system. I frowned, hoping that I didn't have a virus or something. My first thought when anything goes wrong with my computer. The message on the pop-up was written in Japanese, and it read, Do you like it? The text was in black and the background was a bright red.
Do you like being sold on
There was
eBay?
nothing else in the ad. I scrunched my face in confusion, but I figured that it was just one of those "congratulations, you win a new game console" type of things that messed up. The website that I was on wasn't the most legitimate looking. I shrugged it off and clicked on the big red X in the corner to close it out. I left the site as well for good measure and decided to get some tea before streaming some shows. I was only gone for 10 minutes, but when I came back into my room, the ad was there again. Now I was more worried about the possibility of a virus. I didn't have anything open on my computer, so it definitely wasn't just some pop-up. I closed out of it again and went to run a computer scan when it appeared again. Except this time, a voice followed it.
Do you like it?
It was a high-pitched child's voice. The voice seemed to echo as if someone was talking in a tunnel. It rang in my ears, so I reached to turn the volume off, but my computer was already muted. I felt goosebumps travel up my spine. I closed out of the pop-up again, but it simply came right back up, the voice louder. I immediately closed my laptop. Nope, not today, I muttered out loud. I went to go out of my room, but my door wouldn't open. I frantically pulled on the knob. There was no lock on the door. There was a pinging noise behind me and I jumped. I looked at the computer on the table with bated breath.
Do you like the red?
The voice now asked. At this moment, I knew what this was. How could I not? It was a very popular urban legend in Japan. This was the Red Room. I ran to my window and threw open the curtains. I pushed at the frame, but it was no use. It wouldn't budge. I looked out and hoped that someone would be outside, as it was still in the middle of the day. But the street outside was sparse. Behind me, the child's voice was growing louder, the question now in a continuous loop.
Do you like the red? Do you like the red? Do you like the red?
I felt tears of frustration running down my face as it grew harder and harder to hear my own thoughts, but I needed to get out. My phone was in the kitchen, so I couldn't call for help. I looked for something I could use in my room. I grabbed my chair and began to use its legs to try to break the window. It took a few tries, but I could begin to see the cracks form in the glass. I also noticed that my room was growing darker, even though the sky was cloudless blue. I stood still, the chair no longer in my hands, but on the floor, forgotten. I should have ran to the window and broke off the rest of the glass to escape. But a foreboding feeling in the pit of my stomach prevented me from moving. That and the breath on the nape of my neck.
Do you like the red room?
Red. Of course I like the red room. I've always wanted a red room. This room is not red. I have to fix that. I searched around my desk. Box cutter. Perfect.
Don't you do it.
Hands isn't enough. I need more. Have to make sure not to waste a single drop. The banging at the door woke me up. Sumire. I recognized that voice. It was my coworker, Sora. I groaned. What is he doing here on my day off? I slowly opened my eyes and almost passed out as dizziness suddenly hit me. There was a splintering of wood, an intake of breath. What happened in here? I barely caught his question as my vision went black for a second. What are you doing here? I managed to mumble. I looked up into his face and realized that I was sitting in the middle of my room. You didn't come in to work today, so I came to check up on you. Right on time, too, it looks like. My head was starting to clear and I felt stinging pain from all over my body. It's my day off. Sora gave me a look. That was yesterday. I looked down in confusion, too tired to hold my head up, and saw my hands. They were covered in blood. My eyes traveled up my arm where cuts were engraved in almost every part of my skin. I had apparently taken off my clothes as well, and my legs were in the same state as my arms. I looked up at Sora fearfully. Let's get you to the doctor. He gently wrapped a blanket from my bed around me and carried me. It was then that I noticed the state of my room. Red. There was blood all over the walls. My blood. I pulled on Sora's clothes. My laptop. Check my laptop. Setting me down gently on my feet, he opened my laptop. There was a single window open. A single screen with black text framed in a bulky old-fashioned window.
Do you like the red room?
A very special thank you to Enya Waters, Samantha Brown, and Jasmine Murphy. Your support warms my cold.
No, I don't like the Red Room. Make sure you get you a Sora in your life, by the way, because he's goated. He just came to her house. Oh, you ain't show up for work. I don't show up for work. Ain't nobody calling me. Nothing. Nobody cares. You need to get you a Sora. This is a solid week. I give it a 7 out of 10. You know, some of the stories weren't as scary as I was hoping. The OK Google one was scary, and you know, I got a little jumpy here now and then, but you know, it could have been better. Definitely could have been better. So 7 out of 10 sounds fair. Yeah, but y'all got to bring some heat to Cory. You know what I'm saying? I picked some videos, but he going to pick some better ones, because these, they alright, but they not as good as y'all can do. I know. Come on, Samurai. They not as good as we can do. Thank you for tuning in to this video. I'll have a video out next week. Love you. Peace.
You're getting to be a big boy.